The hidden trap of self-improvement. Why it's time to stop. Have you ever felt like you're on a never-ending treadmill of self-improvement, constantly striving to be better, yet never quite reaching that elusive goal? What if I told you that this relentless pursuit might be holding you back more than propelling you forward? Hey everyone, today we're diving into a controversial topic that challenges the very foundation of personal development. We're going to explore why you should consider stopping your quest for constant self-improvement, and how this counterintuitive approach might be the key to unlocking your true potential. Now, before you click away, thinking this is some anti-growth manifesto, hear me out. This isn't about giving up on yourself or settling for mediocrity. It's about reframing our understanding of personal growth and questioning the often toxic culture of endless self-improvement. Let's start by examining the dark side of the self-help industry. It's a multi-billion-dollar market that thrives on our insecurities and perpetuates the belief that we're never quite good enough. This constant state of inadequacy keeps us buying books, courses, and programs, always chasing the next fix of self-betterment. But here's the kicker, this cycle often leads to diminishing returns. The more we focus on improving ourselves, the more we reinforce the belief that we're fundamentally flawed. This creates a paradox where our efforts to grow actually entrench our feelings of inadequacy. Consider the concept of hedonic adaptation. Just as we quickly adjust to material possessions, we also adapt to personal achievements. That promotion you worked so hard for, that fitness goal you finally reached. The initial high fades, and we're left searching for the next target. This perpetual dissatisfaction can lead to burnout, anxiety, and a constant feeling of falling short. Moreover, the self-improvement industry often promotes a one-size-fits-all approach. It suggests that there's an ideal version of ourselves that we should all strive for. But this ignores the beautiful diversity of human experiences and talents. What if your unique qualities and even your perceived flaws are actually your greatest strengths? Let's talk about the pressure of perfectionism. In our quest for self-improvement, we often set unrealistic standards for ourselves. We compare our behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel, especially in this age of curated social media personas. This comparison trap not only breeds discontent but can also paralyze us with fear of failure. Now, I'm not suggesting we abandon all efforts at personal growth. Rather, I'm proposing a shift in perspective. Instead of constantly trying to fix ourselves, what if we focused on self-acceptance and self-compassion? This doesn't mean complacency, but rather a foundation of self-love from which genuine growth can organically emerge. Consider the Japanese concept of Wabisabi, finding beauty in imperfection. By embracing our flaws and quirks, we free ourselves from the exhausting pursuit of an idealized self. This acceptance can lead to more authentic relationships, increased creativity, and a deeper sense of fulfillment. Let's explore the power of presence. The self-improvement mindset often keeps us focused on the future, always striving for what's next. But true growth and happiness often come from fully engaging with the present moment. By shifting our attention from who we could be to who we are right now, we open ourselves to rich experiences and insights that constant self-improvement might cause us to overlook. Now, you might be thinking, but what about ambition and goals? Aren't they important? Absolutely. The key is to reframe how we approach them. Instead of setting goals based on perceived inadequacies, we can set them from a place of curiosity and genuine interest. This subtle shift can transform the journey from a grueling march to an exciting exploration. Let's talk about the concept of flow, that state of complete absorption in an activity where time seems to stand still. Psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi found that people are happiest when they're in flow states. Interestingly, these states occur when we're fully utilizing our current skills, not when we're stretching beyond our capabilities. This suggests that embracing and leveraging our existing strengths can lead to greater satisfaction than constantly pushing for improvement. Consider the pressure of societal expectations. We're bombarded with messages about what success looks like, often tied to achievements, status, and constant growth. But what if we redefine success on our own terms? What if contentment, meaningful relationships, and personal fulfillment became our measures of a life well lived? Let's examine the concept of satisficing versus maximizing. Maximizers always seek the best possible option, leading to decision paralysis and dissatisfaction. Satisficers, on the other hand, make choices based on what's good enough. Research shows that satisficers tend to be happier and more content with their decisions. Applying this to self-improvement, we can learn to appreciate our progress without constantly seeking the perfect outcome. Now, let's address a common concern. Won't stopping self-improvement lead to stagnation? Not necessarily. By releasing the pressure to constantly improve, we create space for organic growth. Think of it like a garden. Constantly digging up plants to check their roots stunts their growth. But providing a nurturing environment allows them to flourish naturally. Consider the power of self-compassion. Dr. Kristen Neff's research shows that self-compassion, treating ourselves with the same kindness we'd offer a friend, leads to greater emotional resilience, motivation, and overall well-being. This stands in stark contrast to the often harsh, critical approach promoted by many self-improvement gurus. Let's talk about the importance of rest and recovery. In our drive for constant improvement, we often overlook the crucial role of downtime. But it's in these periods of apparent inactivity that our brains consolidate learning, our bodies repair, and our creativity flourishes. By stepping off the self-improvement treadmill, we give ourselves the gift of essential restoration. Now, you might be wondering about the role of habits and discipline. These are often touted as cornerstones of self-improvement. While they can be valuable tools, the key is to approach them from a place of self-acceptance rather than self-criticism. Habits formed from a desire for self-care are more likely to stick than those born from self-judgment. Let's explore the concept of anti-goals, focusing on what you don't want rather than what you do. This approach can help clarify your values and priorities without the pressure of constant self-improvement. For example, instead of setting a goal to be more productive, you might focus on avoiding burnout and prioritizing well-being. Consider the power of embracing uncertainty. The self-improvement mindset often seeks to eliminate uncertainty through careful planning and goal setting. But what if we learn to be comfortable with not knowing? This openness can lead to unexpected opportunities and growth that rigid self-improvement plans might miss. Let's talk about the importance of community. The self-improvement industry often promotes a highly individualistic approach to growth. But humans are inherently social creatures. By shifting our focus from personal improvement to building meaningful connections and contributing to our communities, we often find the fulfillment and growth we've been seeking all along. Now, let's address the fear of mediocrity. Many of us push ourselves relentlessly out of fear of being average. But what if we reframe mediocrity not as a failure, but as a perfectly valid way of being? There's immense freedom in releasing the pressure to be exceptional in every area of life. Consider the concept of radical acceptance from dialectical behavior therapy. This involves fully accepting reality as it is, without trying to change it. Paradoxically, this acceptance often creates the conditions for change to occur naturally. By radically accepting ourselves, we create a foundation for authentic growth. Let's explore the idea of negative capability, the ability to embrace uncertainty and remain open to multiple interpretations. Poet John Keats described it as being capable of being in uncertainties, mysteries, doubts, without any irritable reaching after fact and reason. This openness to ambiguity and complexity stands in contrast to the often simplistic, prescriptive nature of much self-help advice. As we wrap up, I want to emphasize that this isn't about abandoning all efforts at growth. It's about shifting from a mindset of constant self-improvement to one of self-acceptance, curiosity, and organic development. It's about trusting in your inherent worth and potential, rather than constantly striving to become someone else. So, I challenge you to take a break from self-improvement. Spend some time getting to know and appreciate who you are right now. Embrace your quirks, celebrate your perceived flaws, and see what happens when you release the pressure to constantly be better. Remember, you are not a project to be fixed, but a person to be loved and experienced. By stepping off the self-improvement treadmill, you might just find the growth and fulfillment you've been seeking all along. What are your thoughts on this perspective? Have you experienced the pressure of constant self-improvement? Share your experiences in the comments below, and let's continue this important conversation. Until next time, embrace your beautiful, imperfect self. You're already enough, just as you are.